Hello, one and all. My name is Ash. I'm a warlock, here to do readings and cast spells. Call upon Hecate for guidance and protection. Today we're not casting a spell, we're actually going to do a reading. And I can't explain it, but I'm extremely excited for this one. Primarily, because I'm actually going to use my cosmic deck as it wanted to be used. So, technically, my Necronomicon deck can be used for normal tarot readings. When I say normal, turns out this deck has a mind of its own. And although I'm sure you could probably find it on Amazon and blah 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 blah, this one came to me specifically. It called out while I was at a half-price books, and I haven't seen it anywhere else. So, I was trying to use it. I was trying to read it or learn from it like a normal tarot deck. However, I actually went to the back of the book, and they have a very specific divination chart. Now again, tarot cards are tarot cards, and you can use them in many different facets. However, this one specifically wants me to use it this way. I know that sounds absolutely bat-crap crazy. Feels crazy even talking about it. But it actually is supposed to be for, apparently, almost a futuristic reading. Because it's on a cosmic scale. Normal tarot cards are just a reflection of yourself. Which they are. They always are. Especially the one doing the reading. However, this, I can't explain it, and I don't really know how to put it, but I feel like the energy of this deck is a little bit stronger, if I want to say. Could just be putting perceptions on there that aren't actually true, but either way, that's just how it feels to me. So what it wants is it's actually a 11 card draw. Now this is the first one that's ever had me do it, and that's why I'm saying it's such a strange, to me. Okay, that's bookmark, please. To me, it's strange because of how they have it laid out. This is the first one I've ever actually been asked to separate some of the major arcana, or the major arcana, which it wasn't even completely separated by that. Like, basically, suits and non-suits. Anything that said cups or an element got stuck in one pile. Everything else got stuck in another pile. And the reason I say I don't think it's the full arcana is because this is only like 22 cards. I thought there was like 28 cards or something in the major arcana. I don't know. Could be wrong. Maybe it really is 22. However, there is a specific layout and a way this deck wants to be read. And I wasn't even going to do one. I just wrapped up one video. But then I heard in my head, do a reading. Do a reading. I was like, okay, fine. I can do a reading. Plus, I am kind of excited to do it. I'm getting that giddy energy of, ooh, new toy. It's like when I first started doing tarot cards, I couldn't put them down. I felt like it kept calling out to me and I was getting energized when I did it. In fact, I can tell I'm talking faster. Calm down, Adam. Chill. So what it says, and this is why it is such a different reading, you have the servants, the suit cards. It's 1. Make sure you guys can see. 2, 3, 4, and a 5. You can see those. Okay. Now the servants have been placed. And now what it asks on top of that is master. Or the masters. Which are the cosmic beings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I still didn't give myself enough space. Because then there's one more card that gets placed at the very tippy top. God, I might just need a bigger fucking desk or something. I'm gonna put it that way. It's supposed to be up and down, but I didn't allocate enough space. Okay. All the cards are set. And we're learning this together. This is actually the first reading I'm doing of this. Interesting, okay, because I didn't read the rest of the book before I decided to do this reading. Kind of touch and go, learning as we go. For example, the way it ties in is it says, the servant under the master shows the action, well, let's say the first category is family, the one on the far left, shows the actions of relatives or family members in the home environment. If it's a member card, it indicates a particular action, or number, sorry. If it's a number card, it says a particular action that they have done or taken. But if it's a court card, it says it identifies a specific individual who is a relative of a family member, or family member. What was that? Did you guys see that? Oh, that was weird. Blah, 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 blah. Relative or family member who will be more important in the life of the inquirer than the near future events surrounding the person. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to read this while I do it, but it says the first category is family life. So the master of the family life, excuse me, sir, is the world. Holy shit. And the 9 of discs. So it says, the servant under the master shows the actions of relatives and family members in the home environment. Alright, so we got the world card. Let's see how this goes. I'm really sorry if I messed this up. I'm trying something new, and I'm trusting my intuition. So let's hope these words actually come out. Hold on a minute. I am missing cards. No! Am I? I'm sorry, we're gonna have to put this on pause. False alarm, I just can't count. Anyways. The world. Let's see what the book has to say. Let's take a look. What's in the book? Reading Rainbow. I can do anything. Anyways. Fulfillment, completion, totality, summing up, the conclusion of a work, coming full circle, seeing the big picture, final act, last things to be done. And then we get the 9 of discs. This one might actually be a really long video. The 9 of discs, inheritance enjoyed, increase in possessions, material gain, wise management, and security. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Are you trying to tell me the world has just blessed us? Is that what you're saying? Yo, that's cool. I think that's what it's saying. So it says specifically. Now, I don't like saying specific things, because then, you go back and you're like, oh, you said this was gonna happen and it didn't. But I also don't like feeding the ego and trying to tell you what I think you want to hear. But I mean, dude, it's in the cards. If I'm not reading it wrong, which I doubt that I am, it says, actually, no, it's correct. Because even in the book, It says 9 of discs, and in parentheses, fulfillment of Earth. Get it? And then you got the world card. So it says fulfillment, completion, totality of summing up. So basically, it feels like you're closing out a cycle. And because of that, the world, well, will reward you. Not in an egoic sense. It's just, look, you did it. You did good. You did good job. Here is reward. Here's your cookie. Enjoy your cookie. It's not because you were working to get the reward, but it's like, look, we've acknowledged you've been busting ass, alright? We're gonna pay you back. Not egoic, not trying to pump it up and be like, damn, because I felt that too. I felt it before. It's like, I feel like I deserve it at a point, you know? You get to a point, you do so much work, you feel like you've earned it. You deserve it. And so I'm not trying to give it from that perspective. It's from a... It's like a good parent or a kind parent saying, look, I see you working really hard on your schoolwork. And I know you've been doing it without a reward, without any incentive. You've just really been working hard. So you know what? Let's go out and get some fucking ice cream. Alright? I want to treat you. I'm gonna pour into you. Because you've been pouring into yourself. That's what it's saying. The world's like, alright, let's do you a little favor. Now, it's actually coming through the aspect of family. And that's one of the things I was trying not to talk about. But it could very well be like a family inheritance. I don't know. That's just coming through. Again, maybe it actually does resonate with someone. Maybe someone somewhere is actually getting a family inheritance. But only listen if it resonates. I don't want every single person being like, oh, I'm gonna get a family. No, it's not necessarily for everyone. You tap in the collective, there's a lot. It's basically like going fishing. There's so many effing fish in the sea, you don't know what you're gonna get. I don't even know fish. You pull it out and you're like, hey, look, it's a fish. And then just toss it back in. I can't really tell you, hey, Jeremy, you're going to meet, a family member on July 4th and da-da-da-da-da. I'm sure there's probably ways to do that, but I ain't interested in that. So basically, it doesn't even have to be enjoyed inheritance. It also says increase in possession or material gains. So maybe you felt like you've been pouring into yourself and it just hasn't been working and something's not clicking. Well, finally, the cycle completes, everything clicks, and you get what you were expecting, almost. Not expecting, but like, it's kind of hard to explain. It's like the payout finally came out, kind of. Shut up, phone, I'm busy. It's like sitting at the slot machines, although this is not a great analogy. Slot machines of self-care. You keep putting in those coins of self-care, you keep putting in those coins of self-love, and then finally, after so many spins, you hit the jackpot and you're like, hey! But you're not sitting there doing it to hit the jackpot. You play slots, you want to hit the jackpot, obviously. But you're not doing it to hit the jackpot, you're just putting in the time and effort. Okay, moving on to the next one. Enough of that. The second one is a social life. Now, I'm just going to totally skip that category because I don't have that. I'm just kidding. We're going to look. It's in the cards, we're going to look. The Knight of Discs, interesting. Because when I said it's not a suit card. Flip it over. Ooh, Justice and the Knight of Discs. Man, I love this fucking art. It gets me excited in too many ways. Social life. Friends. So, social life. Well, the social life is justice. What does justice have to say? Obviously, it looks like you see a spawn and a sphere is what it says. So from the card, it looks like something that's potentially dangerous has been locked away or sealed. That's just off the image of the card. Where are you? Yeah. The Hanged Man. What card is it? 10-1. So that's a 9, 10, 11. That's a 12. Ah, here it is. Oh boy. What the hell? Okay. There's a lot to read. I'm gonna read fast and summarize. Oh, here we go. Skip to the end. As its shapes become known to the mind in parts and pieces, It is perceived to be a perfect miniature copy of the warrior lord, the Old Ones, mighty Cthulhu, and can only be one of his soldier spawns, created countless eons ago to fight against the Elder, which are the Elder Gods. I'm gonna skip through that. For those who love it, Cthulhu is fucking amazing. Not really, he's actually quite terrifying. I had a fun little run-in with him. Anyways, blah blah blah, cut off their mind control, who lies, da da da, and dreaming and beneath the sea. How this spawn came to be drawn up from the bowels of the earth and imprisoned in the vault, which has been a single small archway. Oh, okay. How it represents is balanced use of force, weighing of factors, fair decisions, judicious authority, necessary adjustment, a wrong righted, truth revealed, and impartial hearing. Why is impartial hearing a thing? And then we got the Knight of Discs. Knight of Discs, where are you? You can't run from me forever. Wait. Man, every book is so different, it really throws me off. Oh, it's not even in the... That's what I'm saying. Here it is. Knight of Swords. Knight, King of Discs. Queen of Discs. Knight of Discs. The Shaman. A young man with a prudent and practical attitude, who stays the course until its conclusion. He is best at handling material matters. He has little sense of humor, and sometimes wonder what others find so amusing. He makes an excellent manager because of his talent for conserving resources and using them efficiently. Interesting. So the way it reflects on me is it sounds like someone... Again, I don't like reading into the ego, but it feels like someone effed you over. Justice typically means, your just desserts. Something that you felt like had wronged you or possibly did actually wrong you was brought to light. I don't like saying justice, because then that seems too aggressive. Not aggressive, but it's like you don't need justice. That whole turning the other cheek and forgiving without getting justice. Because justice feeds revenge and the ego. I feel it all the time. That's actually what causes you to want to harm others, is justice. It's the fear of being hurt. So you lash out and you hurt someone else. And then we go forward and call it justice. I don't like that. However, I think of justice in the essence of, like my spirit team. My spirit team tells me all the time, they got my back. It's like, hey, this person just effed you over. Or, hey, this person... And I know this because I don't watch it. It's an ego read is what I call it, not a tarot read. But it's still a message nonetheless. Like, I'll be scrolling through YouTube, and one of the videos goes, yo, dude, you were right, and it was trying to feed my ego. It's like, the people at the last job found out how smart you were and blah, 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 blah. And now their world's crumbling down. I'm like, well, that would be justice. However, I'm not going to feed the ego because, you know what? Sucks for you. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I'm not going to be happy, but I'm also not going to feel bad. That's my justice. I didn't have to do shit. So, balanced using of force, weighing of factors, fair decisions, judicious authority, adjustment, a wronged right, truth revealed, impartial hearing. So it's like, I guess what keeps popping up for me was one of my jobs that I got fired from. I felt like it was wrong, and it wasn't my fault. I mean, of course, there were things I did that probably led to it, but how it actually went down, I felt like was not my fault. And that happens. Of course, we are always responsible for our own actions. Other people are also responsible for their actions. You can't control them. Even if you're the nicest person ever, they can still be a complete butthole. So it's a little bit, accept what you did, accept your part. But at the same time, yes, there is some quote-unquote unfairness, if you want to say. So, once that came to light, basically, I feel like I got fired over a lie. Someone lied, and without any explanation, they straight up canned me. Me being there for 3 to 4 years, and then this person being there for only a year. Again, it could have been stuff that I did or things that people said to my manager to put in their head. But after 3 or 4 years, I got canned. And I felt, of course, like a sense of justice was taken. It's like, that doesn't make sense. And of course, I did want to go out and cause justice and be like, nah, I'm gonna even maybe, leave a bad review, tank down their business, be nasty and whatever. That's how I felt justice was. So I'm like, you know what? We let it go. F them. Clearly, I don't want to work there in the first place. But this card is actually coming forward and say, yeah, not that it really helps you now, but the situation is unfolding. And you're like, oh, that's great, thanks. It's cool that you noticed I was right, years later, but hey, whatever. At least it's happening. That was supposed to be in a social life, though. Oh, maybe that had to do with my old Twitch streaming, then. That was supposed to be social, not work life. So social life. For me, my social life, I did actually have a friend who I called out one of his lies to him. I told him I was not comfortable. I chose myself, as we were talking about before. I chose myself. And I actually brought it to him first. I said, yo, dude, don't ask me to lie. I'm not cool with it. You're gonna sit there and tell me this, but then when we're in chats, you're saying something completely different. I'm not okay with this. I do not want to be a part of it. Well, because you called him out on his lie, he got scared, and basically he helped destroy my community. I did my part, I did what I did, but that was also a friend group that had nothing to do with work. I was completely outside of it. So I lost an entire friend group, partially because of me. Again, I accept what I did. But I felt extremely wronged, and it was really hard to trust people again. Kind of thing. So the sense of justice, very possibly that it finally came out, and it's like, hey, again, I don't know how this actually helps, because that's not... The masters are in the present, and the servants are in the past. So this reflects... Oh no, that's the future. Hold on a minute. Present, future. So, the present, justice is being dished out, and because of that... Sorry, I'm still learning. This is the first time. God, I am roasting again. Urgh. Well, that's how I know it's working. A young man with a prudent and practical attitude who stays the course until its conclusion. He is best at handling material matters. He has little sense of humor. This is actually kind of reminding me of my old boss, but I know it doesn't have to do with work. So when they said it was an actual person, that means that it was actually a person in your life. Because that's what it says right here. If it is a number card, it indicates a particular action. However, if it is a court card, it identifies a specific individual who is... Well, that one's friends, so it would be a friend from a friend group, who will be more important in life of the inquirer. So it could very well mean that one of my friends or one of your friends from the past, who may have been a part of that, either wronged you or was a part of the wronging, could be coming back and saying, no, look, we're done. We're done. That's not what happened. And then stuff is getting sorted out in the background without you even knowing. That's kind of what this is saying. I don't know if it truly actually helps you. It's just like something that's kind of going on in the background, Knots that you thought were tied tight are getting loosened, and that's the point. Oh boy. I'm gonna move that out of the way. Ooh. I like it. The Hangman and the Ace of Swords. So this has to do with work. Work, basically. So, for me, I feel that anytime you get the Hangman, it's a pause, it's suspense, it's stuck in between. I don't know why I said stuck in between, because you're never truly stuck. But as the Hangman, you feel stuck. Possibly, again, because the original depiction is a dude hanging up by his ankles. You probably didn't do that on purpose. So that's why you may feel stuck. Maybe it's not something you did on purpose. And then the Hangman, and then the Ace of Swords. You know what? This deck even came with a cheat sheet, and I'm not even using it. So we're looking at the Hangman, which represents water. The Well of Seraph. Oh, that's actually the name of the card. And then we got the Ace of Swords, which swords tend to be... Oh, that is fire and water. Interesting. That is only the suits, not the suits. I don't like words, if you can't tell. So we got the Hangman, which I said normally depicts suspension. For me, I'm kind of in between things right now. So it reflects on me as I feel like I'm in a spot, or I'm stuck, or in a place of rest. Doesn't necessarily mean you're stuck. Sometimes you feel stuck. But for me, it is a needed rest. A needed pause. That's what it is for me. For you, you very well probably feel stuck. Suspended in some form or fashion. Oh, Matrix of Air. Okay, so we're going off of that. So if that's the present, then the future says... Triumph, conquest, power for good, benign control, invoked force, intellectual clarity, penetration, and force for good. Ooh. So even though you're in a suspended animation possibly for right now, let's actually read what the Hangman says, because this book depictions also are a little bit different than a general. That's why I kind of try not to get hung up on the specific deck, is because energy is energy and you can read it. But at the same time, this is a very specific energy. I thought all tarot decks were the same, and I apologize for being a racist bastard. They are not. I assumed because they all had the same cards that it was all the same. This deck has proven to me that is not the case. Suspension, waiting, need for patience, delay, willing sacrifice, trial of endurance, test of faith, and mystery. So, yeah, kind of like I was saying, there's a time lag, a suspension, a pause. You also could very well be in the middle of a job, in between jobs, considering a new one, because this is specifically work life. Basically, it could be stuck on hold. Maybe you're stuck in a dead-end job right now, and that's just how it's going to go for a little while. A little while. Because while you're in that, you take possible rest. Like, for instance, take a mediocre job, maybe working at like a McDonald's. Yeah, it sucks, but it pays the bills. And it may very well give you time to think. Because that job, again, for you, may not be as demanding. So like, say, I could run a McDonald's. That's not ego, that's experience. I have actually done enough management and fast food. You teach me how to do it, I could run a effing McDonald's. However, that wouldn't test me as much as I wanted to be. Since I'm already confident enough that I could do it, sure, I would get used to it, and after a couple of months, maybe even a year, it would be like a cakewalk. It's mundane, it's a pause, it's stuck. You're in a pause, you're in a weird, empty space. But while you're doing that, perhaps you're working on a project. Perhaps you're working on yourself. Perhaps you're just doing work. You're coming up with ideas, being creative. Because then once you do, or possibly whenever this job runs its course, the next step will be the Ace of Swords, which is a business I was going to say business venture. Why was I going to say that? Triumph, conquest, power for good, benign control, invoked force. Force of good. Well, I know for a fact I learned, that's what it is, whatever you're learning from the pause, that will help you in the future. Those are skills. Even if it's a job that you don't like or no job at all, there is something you're learning in this place of rest that will essentially sharpen your sword. That will sharpen your sword. That will actually help you continue. Perhaps your sword, quote unquote, is your tool of method or work, or your mind. Sharpen your mind and it will help you proceed into your next actual fruitful job. That's how I feel. Intellectual clarity. That's basically... Wow, I'm getting warm. And then we got the love life. The very fact I'm hesitant to do this part, that shows you how I feel about that. Oh boy. The card looks threatening, but the Sun card is actually really good. Really good. So again, that's the present. Sun card is XX, X1X. Can you... I know Roman numerals look cool and all, but damn, dude. I'm gonna have to go back to middle school or something and learn this crap again. Ah, there it is. Mr. Sun. Mr. Sun. Sun. Mr. Golden Sun. Please shine down on me. Give me that high power. High power, natural law, vitality, warmth, revelation, clarity, greatness, purification, self-awareness, essential truth, the center heart of the matter, stripping away shadows, and something of value. Damn. Okay, so that's your present. I know, for me, again, my tarot readings, I always say, always end up reflecting me. And by showing my vulnerability, I kind of hopefully help you. The Sun has been stripping away what I believe about love, particularly. And it's not the bad, it's good. It's good. Because I've had very, let's just call them rough experiences with love. And the Sun is stripping away those misconceptions, the old programming about love and how you thought about it. Because guess what? That actually allows it in. Essential truth, the center of the heart. And I also feel like it's also someone who could very well be helping you. Some people do it on their own. Some people finally actually meet someone who does it. Because there's two ways to do that. Either you have to give the love yourself, or you find someone who actually gives you love that you would want. Like the kind of love that you want. It's just the issue with that is if you get that kind of love without stripping away the shadows, you can't keep it. And I'm not saying, I don't like saying the word can't, but it's true. You're not going to be able to hold on to it, or I don't even like the word hold on to it. Basically, it's not going to be in your life for very long because you don't know how to really feel it. You don't know how to actually feel that love, because now you're getting the love, but you're unable to give it back. Or you might be even like, I don't deserve it, this is too good for me, and your nervous system starts flipping the hell out. Well, that's why you gotta do the Sun work. You gotta have it shine on the shadows and be like, whoa, hold on. You got this really awesome person in your life, and they actually do love you, genuinely. Stop self-sabotaging. Think about it. Work through it. Look at these shadows. See what these emotions are telling you. Why are they coming up? And unfortunately, sometimes you do lose the relationship. The relationship was meant to teach you how to love, so that in your next relationship, it would work. Or, if you are willing to do the work, you could very well actually stay in that relationship. But if it's meant to fall away, just let it fall away. That's the kind of thing there. And then underneath it, in the future, the Nine of Wands. Unshakable strength, obstacles overcome, determination, resolve, steady force, recovery from sickness, and iron will. I'm going to say it's mental sickness. I mean, I am actually feeling some physical sickness, but we're going to go with mental sickness. Because after shining the Sun, we'll call it mental illness. People want to call mental illness, Asperger's and autism, and, well, I believe any negative thought pattern is also mental illness. A loop, a cycle. Because that makes you, sick, unfortunately. So, after you purge these shadows using the Sun, and the Sun actually could be a physical person, like I said. If not, it could be yourself. Wow. God, I gotta take off my sweater. I'm so sorry, guys. Man, I'm getting roasted. I may not be able to live in Texas for longer. Summer's gonna kill me. Basically, once you illuminate the shadows of love, basically any shadows, but specifically in the love rating. Once you illuminate the shadows of why there isn't love in your life, or why you aren't seeing it, because tell you what, there's always love in your life. You just don't see it. I'm telling myself that all the time. You become unstoppable. I mean, look at the picture. The dude's got a light in every freaking direction. He's like, yo, bitch, ain't no shadow gonna sneak up on me this time. Kiss my ass. Oh, that makes me giggle. Yeah. And the last one, school life. Now, me personally, I am 32. I don't go to school. However, you are always a student and you always learn. But if you're actually in school, this is also relative to you. So we got, in the present, ooh, daggone, the Hierophant. We'll see what that baby has to say. I haven't even touched that top card. We're gonna save that for last. We'll see how that plays in. Ties the entire reading together is how I feel. The Hierophant. Número 5. 4, 6, 5. Tradition, authority, religion, commandment, code of honor, duty, history, the past, weight of precedent, priest, minister, church, temple, morality, or confession. Interesting. So currently in your present, clearly, I mean, it's authority, religion. Maybe you're in church. Maybe it's not even having to do. Anywhere you learn is technically a school. So you could technically call a church a school. It's just by legal definition, a school is a school and a church is a church. But they are both, you think about it, both non-profit, tax exempt. Yeah, they're basically the same fucking thing. Ow. So then the teacher, or the future. Ooh, Queen of Wands. Once again, if it's not a suit card, then it's someone specific, actually, either in your life or entering your life. Queen of Wands, Queen of Wands, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands. Upright, a mature woman with innate authority over others, deeper insight, strength of will, relaxed self-assurance, a complete absence of uncertain and sustained sense of purpose that adapts flexibly to achieve its ends. She is well liked by those she dominates. Oh my. Because she does it with such grace and skill, projecting an aura of stability and security. So either there is somebody, there is someone in your life who is teaching, or there will be someone in your, well, it says it's the future. So I guess that means possibly there actually is someone coming into your life. Oh no, I closed my book. Or again, very well, I can't tell you how fast. That's not how this works. But I can tell you it's either now or soon. Quite soon. Okay, well apparently I can tell you. And then the final one. That card up there is called the Card of Fate. The Card of Fate is kind of a wild card that can be used as a key to understand the layout. It should be considered in conjunction with each pair. Okay, well, maybe I should have flipped it first. My bad. However, I trusted my intuition and flipped it at the end, because guess what? It's going to be that cascading feature that just ties the entire effing message. Strength. Nope, wait. Yep, it's strength. Oh, what did I say? Card does not lie. There's a reason I waited till the end. Wow, I'm sorry guys, I did not expect this reading to take 40 fucking minutes. May not be going on TikTok. Might just be a straight YouTube read. Which means I may not be able to do these on TikTok. The strength card. Flipped right to it. Upright. Indomitable spirit. Harnessed force, endurance, perseverance, directed energy, refusal to surrender. Defiance, passive resistance, and purposefulness, valor, and nobility. Well, hot fucking damn. So, as we were saying, that ties into everything. Everything! The strength card, I mean, I I don't even feel like I need to give you a reading on that one. It's pretty damn obvious. Strength in all of it. There is strength in every character. Ooh, excuse me. And then there is strength within yourself. Each aspect relies on strength. Because I can tell you, it took strength to get through the justice. It took strength to get through the pause, the in-between. It took strength to see the shadows illuminated by the sun and actually face them. It took strength to be willing to learn, to be open as a student, even when you think you're an effing teacher. I mean, damn. Okay, you got me, Spirit. I did your reading. That was damn good. Wow. Okay. Oh, I've got goosebumps. Was that it? That's it. Cool. Well, to wrap it up, I'm actually going to read from it a little bit to kind of explain why I feel like it's different and what the book actually says. One advantage of the Necronomicon layout, compared with those usually given in books, tarot is fully utilizes the trump cards. When the entire deck of cards is shuffled together and laid out in a card spread, the trumps will usually be a few and scattered throughout the spread. Interesting. Which is true. When you do a tarot reading, typically, like, I know for a fact, I get one suit card or one trump card. One trump card. Which means I'm embodying the energy. Like, actually, these guys I considered the trump card, too. Like, part of the... even though they're a suit. So it'd be like, oh, I'm currently embodying the energy of the Queen of Wands. But instead, it's like, nah. This is more detailed, more specific. But I also don't feel like it's an egoic read where it feeds you. It's a genuine, authentic message, and that's pretty damn cool. So that means I'm going to be doing these more often. However, again, 42 minutes does not suffice for your TikTok. "22 trumps." Okay, no, that's right. I am not missing any cards. I thought I was. It says, when all the cards are face up on the table, look across the line of masters for any trend or common theme. Well, there's the world, there's justice, there's the hangman, there's the sun, and there's the hierophant. So right now, the world is dishing out some justice while you're on break, illuminating all the darkness and being a student. Damn. My intuition is so damn clear that it's kind of scaring me. Then study the line of servants for any common trends. Disc, wand, swords. Wow, there's actually a pattern there. So you got the Nine of Discs, which shows a completion of cycles. You got the Knight of Discs, who typically, knights are always on the move. As you can see, he's even dancing, doing a little jig. Then he's got his Ace of Swords, which is your fine mind, your tool that you've sharpened and, well, tempered. Then you've got an impenetrable defense, Nine of Wands. And then you got a Queen of Wand. Either you are the Queen of Wand or you have a Queen of Wand in your energy. That's helping you. Wow. This is fucking crazy. Sorry for all the cursing, but like, wow. Yeah, I'm gonna do this read more often. That's cool. Took a lot of energy, though. Okay, so that's officially it. I am done. Intuition, we're done. We're done. I'm not reading anymore. Oh god. Alright. I need a nap.